You're listening to the Power Agent Blogcast, empowering agents to elevate their business to the next level.
Challenges are just a guide, leading you, don't run and hide. You've got the heart, you've got the drive, feel it pound, you're alive. Power Agent.
Welcome to the Power Agent Blogcast. Today, let's talk open houses. We all run them, right? But maybe there's an angle we're overlooking. Connecting with the neighbors, the ones who often pop in, mostly out of curiosity.
The looky-loos, some might call them. But they're often more than that.
Exactly. So our mission today is figuring out how to, turn that neighborly interest into actual leads, maybe future clients, and really cement ourselves as the go-to agent in that area.
That's a really smart focus, because many agents see the open house purely as finding that one buyer for that one house.
Right. And they miss the potential right under their noses.
The neighbors, they have a built-in curiosity about their own street, their property values. They could be sellers down the line or know people looking to move in. It's a long game.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we move from just, letting them browse to actively engaging them?
It really boils down to being intentional. One great strategy is the neighborhood open house. You could host a separate event, maybe just for an hour or so, right before the main public open house starts, just for the immediate neighbors.
I like that. Gives them a kind of exclusive preview.
Precisely. Caters directly to their curiosity, lets them see the house without the big crowds, and, importantly, gives you dedicated time to connect with them specifically.
Okay, that makes sense. How do you promote something like that effectively?
You definitely need proactive promotion. Personal invitations are key. Forget generic mailers. Some people talk about the 10-10-20 rule, 10 houses either side, 20 across the street. But I'd say, why limit it? Consider doing the whole block, maybe even a bit wider depending on the layout.
A personal invitation flyer, hand-delivered.
Exactly. And the message on that flyer is crucial.
What should it say?
Highlight the exclusivity. Be the first to see your neighbor's home before the public. Something like that. You could even add a little hook, like, come get a sneak peek at who your potential new neighbors might be.
That taps right into human nature, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes them feel like insiders. And by you personally inviting them, showing them that early access, you're already starting to build that rapport. You're positioning yourself as the local expert who's really connected.
Okay, that strategy feels solid for getting neighbors in the door and starting the conversation. But what about actually capturing their information effectively? The dreaded sign-in sheet.
Oh, the sign-in sheet. Bane of many open houses. Illegible handwriting, fake emails.
Totally. Makes follow-up almost impossible sometimes.
This is where technology can really help. Think QR codes.
Okay, tell me more.
Simple system. You have a QR code prominently displayed. Visitors scan it with their phone. A quick digital form. Name, email, phone number, easy to type, always legible. You can also add a checkbox. Are you a neighbor? Are you working with an agent? Even link to required disclosure forms they can sign right there.
Wow, okay. That solves several problems at once. Legible info, agent check, disclosures handled digitally.
Exactly. The benefits are huge. No deciphering needed. You get digital proof of disclosures, which is important legally. And it just makes the whole follow-up process so much smoother.
Right. Let's talk about that follow-up, because that's where, let's be honest, a lot of us drop the ball, we get busy, the leads go cold.
It's probably the most common fumble in the whole process. You do all this work to get people there, capture their info, and then nothing.
So what's the fix, especially if you're a solo agent without an assistant to hand it off to?
Consistency is everything. If you do have help, definitely delegate that initial outreach. Get someone else to make those first calls or send those first texts.
And if you're flying solo?
Automation is your friend. Use your CRM. Set up some simple automated follow-ups. A quick text message within, say, 24 hours is a great start.
Just acknowledging they came.
Yeah. Hey, name, great seeing you at the open house on Elm Street yesterday. Something simple. Then maybe an email a day or two later, perhaps offering a market update for their specific neighborhood since you know they're local. A call a few days later, if appropriate.
So, layered communication. Not overwhelming, but present.
That's the goal. Stay top of mind, provide value, build the relationship, but don't be annoying. It's a balance.
Which brings us back to the core idea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just about selling that specific house to one of those neighbors right then and there.
Absolutely not. Judging an open house's success only on whether you got an immediate offer from someone who walked in, especially a neighbor, is missing the point.
Song again.
Real estate is fundamentally a relationship business. Consistency in showing up, being that knowledgeable local presence, building trust. That's what generates momentum over time.
So every open house, even if it doesn't result in an immediate sale, is still valuable.
Hugely valuable. It's a chance to connect, to learn what people in the neighborhood are thinking, to refine your approach. See yourself as the community resource, the person they think of when anything real estate comes up. That's how you build a sustainable business. It's about helping people, ultimately.
That really reframes the whole thing.
Yeah.
So the big takeaway seems to be, use open houses strategically to engage the local community, especially the neighbors. Use smart tools like QR codes for efficiency, and crucially, have a solid follow-up plan.
It's about leveraging that existing curiosity and turning it into long-term connections.
Okay, final thought for everyone listening. Think about your next open house. What if you went in with the specific intention of connecting with every neighbor who walks through, not just as a potential buyer for that house, but as a member of the community you serve? How might that shift things for you?
That's a powerful question to consider. It could really change your perspective and potentially your results.